Welcome back to The Pulse. Finance Minister Ofori-Atta has urged fresh graduates from various tertiary institutions to find innovative ways of becoming entrepreneurs. According to him, that is the only way the rising unemployment rate in the country can be reduced. He says it will help reduce the over-resilience and reliance on the government for jobs and also reduce the burden on the government's payroll. The question many are asking this afternoon is the ground fertile for what the Finance Minister is suggesting? Let's have a conversation on this. Finance analyst and CEO of Dalex Finance has joined us via Zoom, Ken Thompson. I'm grateful for your time, Mr. Thompson.
Hello, Aisha. How are you?
Doing great. I hope you're doing fine too.
I'm doing very well.
So many have interpreted the Finance Minister's message to the youth differently. What's your own reading of this message?
First, I'd like to, in a way, almost congratulate the Finance Minister as a politician for speaking the truth. The truth is the truth. It's been like this for a long time. And maybe you could have delivered it in a different way, but I think it's the best way. It delivers as a shock appeal, and that's the reality. In any case, I think that the transformation of this country comes through entrepreneurship. That if you say that ground is fertile, the ground will never be fertile. You've got to make a start. For entrepreneurship, you need money, you need mentorship, certain important things. Let's start. Let's make mistakes, because there's nothing like a mistake. We'll learn our lessons, and then from there we'll develop. So for me, the ground is fine. It's fine. Let's just start. You know, when I was growing up, the whole idea was that you go to school. Those of us that manage to get to university, go to university. When you finish, you get a job with the government or get a job with a multinational. You have a good life. You go on holidays. You drive a big car. You live in a big bungalow, and retire with something to spend. But the world has changed, and this story I'm painting for you used to happen all over the world. It has changed, and it changed a long time ago. And I think that even for us now, we are behind the curve. The world changed a long time ago. The world now is driven by entrepreneurs, and people are forcing government to make policy to create an environment that makes entrepreneurship even more prosper and more fruitful. So it's a starting point, and we've got to build on from here.
Well, this is something that the youth want to embrace, but of course there are challenges. Recently we've seen collapse of banks, and we've also seen increasing interest rates. The loan regime itself in the banks is not friendly. How do you want the youth to go all out and venture into entrepreneurship? It's not an easy thing, you know.
Nobody said it was going to be easy. An entrepreneur anywhere in the world, if you go to a financial institution for money, they don't give you the money. You turn up at my door and say, I'm an entrepreneur, give me money. I'm not going to give you money. The basic principle of entrepreneurship is when you start, there are several things that you require. But for money, there are three people that will give you money: your friends, your family, or fools. Your family, they know you. They will take a chance with you. Your friends, you can call them to give you money. And only a fool will give somebody money when they don't know them, and they don't have any history with them. But this principle applies globally. Friends, family, and fools applies globally. So whether you're an entrepreneur in Ghana or in Japan or the US, you go through the same process. The most important thing is you need passion. You need passion. You need to be motivated. You have to.
All right. Ken Thompson is the CEO of Dalex Finance. He's also a financial analyst. He's been explaining to us why the young people should really make what the finance minister is saying work. He's also experiencing it himself. He's sharing what he went through to set up a business. He says it's not going to be easy, but of course, the youth must brace themselves for it. And he says that's actually the truth, that the public payroll is choked. Is he back? All right.
Sorry.
So
can you hear me?
Yes, Mr. Thompson, go ahead. The line dropped.
I apologize. So I was saying that, to be an entrepreneur, you need to be passionate. You need to have 95% perspiration and 5% inspiration. You need to work 24/7. You need to listen. I mean, I've been running a program. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
I've been running a program called the OPEX Prize. And what we did was to select 10 entrepreneurs to support. And, I shouldn't say I'm amazed at some of the mistakes they're making, because it's a learning process. But I'm pushing them. I say you need to have smart targets. You need to have a business model that's viable. If you provide value, whether service or product, people will pay for it. But the biggest risk of all is don't be afraid of taking risk. Just go for it. And be prepared to fail, because there's nothing like a failure. Learn from mistakes. For me personally, I mean, I've failed so many times. Every day I pray to God, bring my next failure, because I know that it's going to come. But one thing I've learned about entrepreneurship and doing a business is that if a business is not on my way to work, and when I say on my way to work, it's literally on my way to work, I'm not going to invest in it, because I can't monitor. And if I can't monitor any business, it will fail. And that has come through a lot of failure. So I encourage all the young people, just go for it, have passion, be determined, make your mistakes, learn from those mistakes, and one day you succeed. That's how it is. And there's nothing more fulfilling than having a business where you set up your own hours, it's fulfilling, you have your employees, you can make change, and that's fulfilling. That really is fulfilling.
But the young man today will tell you that they don't have the patience to try and fail again to be successful one day, because this is we've been talking about poverty, which is eating us up in this country. People struggle to go through school, university, they're done with school, and they're looking for their first job so they can get something to take care of themselves and their families. Now you're saying that they should keep on trying and failing and trying until they succeed. They don't have that patience. Should government just slap this information in our faces and go to bed? What's the role of government in making sure this works?
Okay. The role of government is to ensure that, and when we say government, we've got to be careful. Government is all of us. We should push government to create an environment which allows us to succeed. Government itself, and I wish that young people take note of this. Government itself has shown to be a poor allocator of our resources. Which of the government organizations are successful? Which of them? And if they are, if you can show me successful ones, you can count them. If that money had been given to young people, Ghana would be in a better place than it is now, from independence.
Okay. All right, but of course, hello?
My better place. So it's even in our own, give the money to us private people. We know how to spend the money, and we'll take risk. Because the thing about government is that you go into some government organization, they have no skin in the game. If it goes down, nothing happens to them. But for me, if my business goes down, I've lost everything. So I encourage the young people, just go for it. Don't be afraid. It's going to be painful. But success, no matter how you dice it, no matter where you're in the world, is the same. If you want to be successful, you go through pain. So they shouldn't be afraid. They should just go for it. And I wish somebody had told me this when I was their age. Just go for it.
Mr. Thompson, as painful as it is, if we're ready to go through this process, let me ask you, and I wish we're supposed to be joined by a young person who has a business to tell us how they struggle to put these businesses together. The bureaucracy, the tax regime. I mean, at every stage, there's an obstacle. It makes it so unencouraging for the young people to venture into business. What do you want to see now that government has come all out to tell us this is the situation, you must deal with it?
What I want to see is, and I'm going to say that what we need to get government to do is to accelerate this digitization process. So if you want to register a company, you can do it digitally. If you want to pay tax, you can do it digitally. If you want to register for Swift, you can do it digitally with your Momo. You can create a credit history of yourself very quickly. So when you come to me to borrow money, I can see that, okay, this person, you have some history, and I'll give you the money. That's what we need government to do. We don't need government in business. Government has wasted our resources over the years, and enough is enough. Let us, those who have skin in the game, create business. We have skin in the game, it's not government. So we must push government to create an enabling environment. And if we sit on our backs and expect government to do it, they ain't going to do it. We have to make sure they do it.
What would it take for us to have that enabling environment?
Well, the two of us having this discussion now is part of the process. Advocacy. We must make more demands on our lawmakers. The people that are in parliament, they are Ghanaians. They are brothers and our sisters. We should make more demands on them. We should get involved in the politics. We should influence. We should have access to the politicians. Because government and business are the two things that have the greatest influence of our lives. You should call your MP. You should make demands. That's how it's going to change. Change doesn't happen because somebody dreamed about it. Change happens because people made it happen. And that's how it's got to be. And I encourage all the young people to take on.
I'm grateful for your time. Mr. Ken Thompson is the CEO of Dalex Finance. He's also a financial analyst.